Well, I'm back again, and yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say really. I'm sorry. Cut for the intro. Well, it's Tuesday, the 2nd of May, and I worked Saturday and I worked on Monday, the bank holiday. Sunday I couldn't work because I was absolutely knackered. So I've worked those 2 days so I can come here today, and then I shall work the rest of the week. Got a pint of milk down there. I don't think I'll bother drinking it. Got my rods out for Sally's. Surf blasters, as if. Spin fishers. Why did I say that? Spin fishers, 750 long cast, and well, 7,500. And I've got me LX 6000. We are further down, probably by about 40 yards. I don't think the tide's going to come in enough to wash me off. I hope it doesn't, but I'm not holding much hope out. But the water line was down there. This isn't wet, there's no water on there at all. It is a bigger tide than yesterday, by probably about 0.4 of a metre. So it might come up and I might have to go up top, but don't want to do that really. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's it. Thought I would try a different place, a bit further down. There's a chap fishing on the point. He's already here, water's in. I can't walk on them rocks, it's bad enough on these, but it looks quite not so muddy here down there, so I think I'll be okay here. Yeah, I think this is the last time here. I need to get a video in because I've only got one left. Well, I've got 2 left. It's Tuesday today, but I don't class the video that's going up tomorrow as one in the bank, so I've got 1 video left to edit, so I need to get a video done. I'm very busy at the minute and it's just getting one in, but I think the beaches are looming. Now, it might change. I might catch 8 codling, mightn't I? You never know, do you? You never know, and it might just change my mind. So as it stands at the minute, I think I'm fished out here really. I've had a long run here. As you know, I've caught up to now 54 codling and cod. It's a great achievement, chuffed to bits with it. The video that's up tomorrow night is the video with my 6 cod in it, and the 5 pound 1 ounce cod at the end. So it's a spring cod I've caught, chuffed to bits with that. But because I was so in depth with fishing and trying to get another rod out and this, that and the other, I never saw that cod wash up on the beach. It swam off, but obviously it was disorientated. Still ain't got over it yet, but it is gutted and in my freezer. As soon as I finish this house and I've got a free day, I'll get the fish out and thaw it out and then take the fillets off, and I shall have cod for tea for a couple of nights and I'll enjoy it. But it was a shame it never went back. It was a male as well, so I didn't feel so bad, but he ain't going to be populating anymore, is he? Bless him. So that's another lesson learnt there. It's a lesson learnt that forget about the fishing sometimes and make sure that fish go back. But with it being so rocky and everything, and it was dark, I never saw it until I was packing up and I had my light on full beam. But that's enough about that. 54 cod, stroke codling, mostly codling. Bloody brilliant. It's the best I've ever fished. But people are pulling out bass now, but I never seem to catch a bass. You never know, I might do, but yeah, how am I feeling? Well, I feel as though I should be working. That's the problem. I'm sure I'll pick up and get more jovial as the session goes on, but yeah, I feel as though I should be working. I'm under pressure. But I did absolutely loads at the weekend. Wife was ill and she was ill, and I haven't got it, so that's a thumbs up. But Saturday I did the work of 2 people. I was there until 7 o'clock at night. Started at 10. Absolutely shattered on Sunday. Absolutely shattered. So it's what you do, isn't it? It's what you have to do to fund what you want to do. So pain in the arse though, isn't it? Wouldn't it be nice if we were all millionaires? I wouldn't come fishing all the time. I'd do all sorts, but yeah, it's just the way life is. You either make it or you just enjoy it, and I enjoy what I do, so that's the main thing. You can't, if you enjoy it and you're capable at the time being, then that's good, isn't it? Hip yesterday, absolute agony. I only did 4 hours at work and then I had to come home, and it's been a bit of a bugger a bit today, but we'll keep putting the jollop on and we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's it. I've got nothing else to say because I'm not feeling it. But we'll start fishing. I've got my squid being thawed out now. I've took some blacks out. I'm going to put that on the small Jimmy Kenzaki rod, and I've got ragworm to put on the big rods. I've come further to the right because I seem to catch fish here. So instead of me casting this way, I've come here. But I'm hoping that it's not as high here as where I normally fish. And I do see people go up on this bank up top, which ain't too much of a problem, but you do get motorbikes along here, and I don't really want to be in the way. So at the moment, in my mind, I've got the house going on in my mind. I've got the fact that I might have to move all my gear. I've got the fact that I'm got in my mind, will I catch? Well, I'll catch something. But and also the main thing is am I going to get down them cliffs this year? It's now looming that I'm going to be fishing on them beaches. Some of the beaches, as good as they are, I don't really relish fishing them because they get populated quite a lot. So the beaches that I like to fish, the cliffs that I go down, I don't enjoy going down them, but they're all right. We are boys, aren't we? And girls can go down them as well, and other species. So yeah, it's just in the back of my mind that am I going to get down them cliffs after a long walk? I don't know. I really don't know. So yeah, you might have realised I'm a bit of a worrier at times. And then there's other things that I should worry about. I don't care a damn about, you know, it is what it is. But the stupid things in life you tend to worry about. Anyhow, that's enough of this. Next time you see me, it's been on 8 minutes now. By the time Tom's cut some of that out, it'll be less. Yeah, water's nearly in. So bait, I'll get my little rod baited up, and then I'll start baiting the worms up. I'm going to have a coffee and start fishing. So I could walk down there and cast out now, but I can't be asked because today is a leisure day of fishing. For the subscribers out there that can't get out, then watch this video, listen to me moan and groan. Absolute twat, aren't I? You shouldn't do that, should you? Because I can get here, and I am here today, and some people can't, can they? But it still don't stop people like me having a bit of a disgruntled moan. So it's what it is. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to get that baited up. I'm going to have a coffee because I'm parched, and I'll see you in a minute. To you, it'll be a blink of an eye, just like that, as quick as that. It's a beautiful day. It's lovely and warm. There's about a 13-14 mile an hour gusty wind, which is minute. It's sunny, it's warm, the water is flat calm. What more is there to like? It's a glorious day, and I'm lucky to be air fishing. I'm pleased to be air fishing. But can I be as happy as Brett of Fishing Diaries? No, I can't, because he is a happy chap. He is a happy chap. He loves being on that beach, especially his first time. I'm sure in times to come when he blanks and he's full of sand, he won't be. But yeah, what a happy chap. But not all Norfolk people are happy. In matter of fact, I think he's a bit of an oddball. Go check out Danny Shore Fishing, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing, ring the bell, click thumbs up, and if you don't like it, thanks for getting this far, because you've helped me algorithms. So all I need is my algorithms being helped. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you in a minute when I bait it up, add a coffee, and we're reeling in a great big, well, I won't be, I'll be casting out. See you in a bit. That went out all right, and not too bad to walk on either. Well, that's the first one out fishing. Yeah, I'll be pleased when this tide comes in, then I won't have to walk over the stones at all. But I walked over that way, a little bit muddy, and then when I come back I saw a little trail of stones that I could just walk on, no mud, so that was good. So what I'll do is I'll get these baited up and cast them out, and you'll see me cast them out, because that's what fishing's all about. Don't want to talk too much, do we, and rattle on, because some people don't like it. And to be honest, yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I've had a coffee. I've done a couple of phone calls and no one's answered because they're all busy. They should all be fishing, shouldn't they? Yeah, instead of me standing there watching that, let me get these baited up and then I'll bring you back. Oh, bloody hell, that's scary, wasn't it? Straight on with that, eh? Well, I got some ragworm baited on now. I've just spoken to John. He never heard his phone. And as I was baiting, talking to John, I was baiting a worm up and they just spat all this goo out at the side. I said, why has it done that? And he said, well, how would you like it if you had a needle pushed through your mouth and out of your feet? And I was, yeah, you're right. But yeah, didn't burst out of it. It just, anyhow, that's enough of that. I've just seen matey boy down there go up on top. So I'm now worrying that the tide's going to come in too far, but it's literally where he is. Once you're off the rocks, it's a steep bank and then you're on the top. So right, let's get this chucked out. Where am I going to I'll cast it over there, I think. I ain't got to go mad. Did I not just take that off? Bloody bollocks. Hey, well, you saw that live on camera. Let's sort this out. Bloody thing. Be interesting to look back at that on camera to see if I actually took the bail arm off, but I'm pretty certain I did. So there you go. Take two. I probably didn't take it off because I pulled the line down with my finger and then I tightened my drag up. I remember tightening my drag up. Just like that. What a numpty. Right. Well, apart from the cocked up casts, it is better walking on this tarmac, if whatever it is. So I'll get the other one baited up. Well, I had them both baited up, but I've been chatting. So I'll get that baited up and we'll get that sent out. And all three rods will be fishing then. Next cast will be a good one. Reel it up. Take the line, take the bail arm off. There you go. Well, tide is tide's pulled that round fast, I'll tell you. That's now straight out. That one is, oh, I can't see, oh, it's right over there. Just carted that round. So anyhow, we're out, we're fishing. 3 rods are out. We've got the Kenzaki boot rod, my Jimmy rod, and we've got the 2 Vasellis. Ragworm on the 2 Vasellis. We've got blacks tipped with squid on the Kenzaki. Let's see what's about. I've got a nice little walk down there with no mud. Over there I've got quite a bit of mud, and let's just hope of all hopes that we don't get washed off air, because today for me is just a pleasant day's fishing. Yeah, it's just a pleasant day's fishing for me. Ooh, boat's going, it's not foggy. And what have I got to talk about? Yeah, so I just want a pleasant day's fishing. I'm not even going to bait up extra hooks or anything. It's just going to be done as, and hopefully I'll catch. I want to keep the blank away. There's ants everywhere. I keep checking my legs, they ain't up me. They're not in my worms, and they're not in my bag of food either, so we're all right. So yeah, and let's hope we catch a fish. Let's hope we have a bite. Rod tips is moving a little bit, but it could just be the weight bouncing along. Tide will be coming in. 7.35 metre tide today at just gone 5. So I've got a bite and I've just got a sandwich. Got a bite on the Kenzaki rod. It'll probably be a flounder, won't it? But what a beautiful day it is. The last video, where I caught 2 small codlin and quite a few flounder, it was freezing that night. But I had to come that night, because it just got worse during the week, and I couldn't fish other days because I was working. Oh, but it was so cold. Well, I shall leave that Kenzaki out. I've got 2 hooks on it. So pour a coffee and I'll bring you back. Alright, let's get this reeled in. We're going to reel this Kenzatian. Has moved a couple of times. It's given me a good bite a couple of times, if not 3, I think. It's not moving now. I'm thinking it could be a flounder. They just sit there, don't they? So let's get it reeled in, see what's about, and then we'll just freshen up the bait and get it cast out again. Well, that's a great start, isn't it? Got ourselves a nice little flounder. So let's tuck the hook down. I'll get it in the bucket and get it unhooked. Give you a show. Well, that's sorted the blank out anyhow, so I'm chuffed with that. Saw the bite, 2 hooks on it. I said I'd leave it out. Had a coffee, just trawled through Facebook Marketplace for Ziplex rods, but there's nothing about. So just need another rod to go with my M4 Evo, and I want an M4 GT, but it's got to be the right price. I did have a profile GT waiting for me to collect, but sorry, John. It's just content, mate. It's just content. But no, someone else paid him more for it, and you can't blame him for taking it, because if someone's going to pay more money, then that's it, isn't it? What I should have done was bank transferred him the money over, then that would have been sorted, wouldn't it? But no. So yeah, I'm looking for an M4 GT really. I only thought about the profile GT just because it was easy to get hold of. So but yeah, M4 GT, that's what I'm looking at. One will come along. It's got to be the right money for me, because I'm tight, because I'm from Norfolk. So yeah, so I'll get this unhooked. We've got ourselves a flounder, get the baits chucked back out. Hopefully there's a codling about. I think matey boy is packing up to go. Can't believe it. Anyhow, I'll bring you back in a minute. Right, well, you might not be able to see me, but we've unhooked the fish. I've baited up. Always wraps around this thing, this does.
Hello, Worm.
Yeah, right, mate, you know me, dear.
I got your 50th yet?
I don't want to spoil the video for you, but yeah. Do you watch me then?
Yeah.
Just let me get this chucked out. I'll have a chat. Right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm not going to start. I've just had a nice chat with Richard. He's come down. He knew me. I didn't know him, but I know him now. So yeah, had a nice chat with Richard. And thanks for coming, seeing the van and coming having a nice chat with me. It's great. Go switch the camera on and it don't turn on, does it? Now GoPro's having a mind of its own day today. So I had to pull the battery out, push the battery back in, and then GoPro works. When they work, they're brilliant, but when they don't work, Mr. GoPro, you're just an idiot. You just need to sort them out. Right, let's show you this fish. I don't even think I've got it into me today to have a rant. And Brett, we've got orange spots on the belly as well, mate. Look, orange spots, but that's a flounder covered in mud. Don't even. Oh, you bugger, your belly flopped. Sorry about that. Got to get used to this camera at this angle. So yeah, one flounder. Let's get that back in. Yeah, it's recording. Let's get that back in. Oh, phone's on the go. Phone's on the go. I chucked him out past the weed, he went straight in. He's gone. I was just thinking, when I chucked him in, he went quite good. He's a bit like a javelin. Underarm, you know, nothing major. But he went straight in the water. Nice little splash. And I just wondered, I was thinking, they must find that quite exciting, them flounders. Because I would. If you're out there, think about it. If you're out there, swimming around in that all your life, eating this and that, all that delectable food that they've got in there, and suddenly you get oinked out. Now that must be traumatic, but we look after them as best we can. Take the hook out, no blood, hook straight out through its gill, boom, gone. Recovering in the bucket while I had a chat with Richard, and then it goes down to the shore, doesn't it, and it gets, I'll say hulled out, but I use hull as in its little underarm throw. But he went in there, he went bloop, like that, bloop, when he hit the water, you know. That must be quite exciting for him, really. You think they're out there all that time, swimming about, looking for food, nothing exciting happens. And then all of a sudden it's a bit traumatic. But then when they get returned, it's quite exciting. I mean, we bungee jump, or some idiots do, bungee jump and do all that sort of stuff, which is pretty scary for me. That fish has done something now, hasn't he? I was just thinking that as I was coming up. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So the flounder's been caught, he's been looked after, he's had a breather in the bucket, and then he got hauled back. All exciting stuff for it. He must have thought, Christ almighty, what's happening now? As he flew through the air like a javelin into the water, and then he's away again, isn't he? So it's great, isn't it? So yeah, once again, Richard has saved the day. Well, he ain't, not once again for Richard, but I weren't feeling it, and now I'm full of yap. It's good when people come and have a chat. It was the fisherman that was on the corner. He's had a mammoth session today. He started off on the coast and then came here to fish the tide coming up. So He's gone now, so I am the only person here. But I had a chat with both, and yeah, I feel all right now. So yeah, it's always good to talk, isn't it? You know, Scott says it enough. He's got to be right about something, and he's right about that, I'll tell you. So yeah, I'm feeling all right now. Might even have a rant. Well, I ain't gonna have a rant. I'm got something to talk about, I suppose. Well, I'll find something to talk about. Anyhow, I'm gonna have a coffee and watch these rods, because not a lot's happening at the minute. And then it's not looking like there might be a cod, but there might be as the tide go out. Isn't it nice to fish at daytime? Here I am fishing in daylight, and yeah, it's warm, it's sunny and daylight. Well, it's bright. I wouldn't say it's sunny because it's behind the clouds, but it is bright and I can feel some warmth. And from last session, well, that weren't anything but freezing cold and dark. I think it started off in the daylight, but yeah. Anyhow, I decided the other night to give my cat, well, my daughter's cat, Pudge, he's a bit of a tapped pussycat. He is absolutely something wrong with him. I mean, when we got him and he was about this big, he was running around the side of the cardboard box, and the box was moving around the kitchen, and I thought to myself, Christ almighty, what have I done? But he was such a pretty cat. He was the one, but he did come from a mother and dad that were feral, and I made a mistake. You see, with Pudge, if he's asleep and you come up the stairs and you put your hand through the banisters onto the landing and rub his belly, he just falls on his back because he's dozy and he loves it. He starts purring and he loves it. When he's wide awake and he sees you coming up the stairs, he's looking at you. But you can't help but put your hand through the banisters and rub his belly. Well, that's where it went wrong. Within 2 seconds, he literally mauled me. He cut through my finger there. He cut there. He's cut my arm there, round the side. Now, it don't look nothing, but they do sting. And like I say, I ain't got anyone to cry to anymore. So I had to just put up with it. So I had this cat locked onto me because he don't let go. So I had to tactically get him off with my arms through the banister. So yeah, and then I had to hunt him down in the house to get hold of him, to pick him up, to put him outside because he'd lost it. So I had to, he'd hid behind the shower tray in the bathroom in the end. So I had to move the shower tray, grab him, pick him up, shove him in. I had to put a top on and put him out. But yeah, me and Pudge had a little bit of a dispute that night, and I think he won. So yeah, I'm still, every time I sanitize my hands at school, it gets that one. It's cut me there, stings everywhere. But there you go. So lessons there is, only stroke the cat's belly if it's a bit tapped when it's asleep, because they love it. If he's wide awake, he's just waiting for you to put your hand in. And once your hand's in there, the claws are locked round, his back feet are going, and his teeth are in. So I avoided the teeth. But yeah, that weren't good. Lesson learnt there. I'm not going to rub his belly anymore unless he's asleep. So yeah, what did I get on about that? I think it's because my fingers hurt and it's stinging. Got some salt water in it and it's now stinging. Right, these rods are stationary. Let's get back onto fishing. These rods are stationary, and yeah, they're stationary. But we haven't blanked. We've caught flounder, so if that's the only fish we catch, it's the only fish we catch. I shall probably come back here again at some point through summer. There might be a day when I think I just fancy a little bit of fishing and see what happens. But yeah, what a great season from summer, autumn, winter and spring. I've had codlin in summer, I've had codlin in autumn, and I've had codlin in winter and cod, and I've had codlin in spring and cod. So yeah, it's been great, absolutely fantastic. I'm pleased that I've caught today. There's no blank, so it's that all over with, and we'll see what else we catch. These rods keep tapping a bit, but I think it might be the wind. There's not a lot of wind. Would like a nice little gentle pull down and know that there's a cod on it. Wouldn't it be great if we caught a double figure cod today? That'd be good, wouldn't it? But got new yellowtails, so I don't think that's going to happen. So I'll see you in a bit. When I reel these in, we'll have a chat in a bit as well, and see what I've got to talk about. But yeah, I'm feeling better now. It's weird, isn't it, how one conversation can make you feel a bit happier. So not that I was unhappy before, it's just I was like, bloody fishing again. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you well, I think I'm ready to fish somewhere else, so let's just hope I can get down them cliffs, eh? See you in a bit. We've still got a fishing session here to do, and we're going to catch more fish, so in a minute I'll be back. I had a bite on it, so nothing else has happened since, but I'm going to check it anyhow. Well, we got ourselves another flounder. Yeah, got ourselves another flounder. Let's get it in the bucket. Get it in the bucket, hey. There we have it. Unhook that. Keep that weight there. Right, well, that's 2 flounders now, so we ain't blanking. I'll get that unhooked. It's deep hooked. I'll get that unhooked and I'll give you a quick show when I've cast it out. And hopefully, you never know, there might be a small little tiny codlin about. Codlin. Now if I catch a codlin, I catch one. If I don't catch one, then that's definitely the end, isn't it? Struggling a bit because of bait, you know, because blow or yellowtails is best. I've got rag, but I am using blacks, and I've got blacks and squid on that little rod, so who knows? Who knows? Keith was with me that session a couple of sessions back. He was catching codlin on black lug, so. But I'll get this unhooked, give you a show. It's only a small flounder, but that's 2 now, so it's rounded the session up, and then I might check one of the big rods, get a fresh ragworm on and see what happens, because the bait had gone on the top hook of that rig. So see you in a bit. That'll be the leader. It's nothing to do with the rod. Oh, you bugger. Out far. Don't want this one out far. It's the hunting rod. Hopefully it'll hunt. Hopefully it'll catch. If there's any small flounder about, codlin about, I'm sure it'll get one. So yeah, right. I know you can hear me. I'll just get this fish out He's swimming around this bucket. Gonna hold him in the towel, but well, it's a flannel. But there you go, one flounder. And I'm not going to say I'm going to check this filming, but yeah, it's filming. So yeah, only a little one. Breathing, deep hooked, got the hook out, no blood, and it's going back for another day. So that's 2 flounder. I'm chuffed with that. It's not on the shore either. So yeah, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll reel this rod in, shall we? And see what's on it. As a matter of fact, I've got a slack line. Now that's either, I've had that before, where I've either got a slack line where it's, the weight's popped out, or we've got a fish on. I've only just seen it. Right, let's see that you're framed. 31% of battery. That better be enough. Don't feel like anything's on, but the line had dropped down. It's caught underneath the bladder rack. Oh well, bit of plastic round it. But no fish, so it don't matter, does it? It's all exciting stuff, isn't it? But yeah, line was slack and it had gone underneath some bladder rack, so it's probably perished the line now, isn't it? I'm out of breath, don't know why. So I'll get that re-baited up, get it sent back out. Yeah, so it's 2 flounder. We ain't blanking, are we? So it's all good. It's a glorious day. I wouldn't say the sun's out, but I can feel the sun's rays through the clouds. So it's, I can see the sun now. Just gives you that bit of warmth, doesn't it? Makes you want to take your top off, but you know it's going to get chilly again. So I'll see you in a minute. At least I didn't lose anything when it was snagged up on the bladder rack. So yeah, I've got a black lug on the top hook, tipped off with squid, and I've got 2 ragworm on the bottom, tipped off with squid. So I'm still using 2 rag per rig. I shall reel this other rod in a minute, check that out, watch Mackenzie, and hopefully we'll catch some more fish, whether they be flounder or whether they be codlin. Dab would be nice, or a bass. I mean, Keith caught a bass, I ain't. But yeah, I thought I'd try a black lug on it. They're quite good black lug actually. I bought some more black lug off Squids and Bait. That's good black lug as well. But I've got an old pack that I've had that I keep bringing in and out, in and out, in and out, and it's always frozen back all right, and it's soft as anything. It's lovely. Really long. So I put one on the top hook because I always tend to catch on the top hook of the flapper rig. So that's what we got. We changed baits. We are giving it a go. You know, you might not catch them on rag. I have caught codlin on rag, but they might not be out there. Cast it to the right, and it'll swing round to the left. I've got the other Vaselli rod to reel in, check out. We'll see what's doing on there, whether the bait is still on. And yeah, I'll change this battery. I think it's at 30% when I last looked. Surprised it hadn't run out by now. There's a little tiny bit of chop on the water round the corner, but that'll only be from the wind. And I'll watch these rods and hopefully we'll catch something. So yeah, it's just one of them relaxing days today, and I think I'm getting too relaxed because I'm here and I'm like nodding off, but it's enjoyable, isn't it? I mean, I've beat the blank. Catching cod is enjoyable, it's nice, it's fantastic, but if they're not there and they're not biting, they are there, they'll be out there. You gotta have the right bait. You gotta have blow or yellowtails, I think. And I've caught them on rag. Probably it's not the right bait, but apparently ragworm's a bit of a killer at the minute on the coast. But that's because there's bass about, isn't there? So I'll just rub my hands around like this while I look at these rods and talk to you. But I'm now going to change the battery on this. I think I've got a battery in my pocket. I normally put one in, yeah. So I'll get the battery changed and then I'll bring you back. I've got that end rod to bring in. Change the baits. I might put a black lug and a rag, couple of rag on that as well. I might even put some ragworm on the Kenzaki rod. Even though on black lug and squid I've caught 2 flounder. Give it a go, give it a whirl. These ragworm, I'm not taking them home with me to try and make them live. They're going to get hossed in that water, and then they'll have 2 options. They either take the water on board and think, this is alright, and bury themselves in the mud, and we'll get some population of ragworm in this river, or they'll just die and become fish food, won't they? I'm not taking them home. They're alright as well, £1/4 pound of rag. You got enough there for a session with 2 rods for a fisherman like me anyhow. And yeah, you get about 20 worms in £1/4 pound. £5.50, so it's not too bad. It's alright. I think it's okay. I don't mind spending £5.50. So I'll get this battery changed, I'll come back and have a little chat with you, because that's what we do on Verns sea fishing. We have a little chat, don't we? Now you might think, well, you're only chatting to a GoPro, Vern, but in a week or two's time, I'll be chatting to you, the Verns sea fishing followers. So I would say the army, but that's inglorious. He's got the army. I can muster some followers. So yeah, I'll see you in a minute. I'm going to change this battery and bring you back. Right, well, the sun is out, so I've took me top off to reveal this chiseled body of mine, because I was sweating like a pig in that bloody hoodie, I'll tell you. So yeah, so I'm here out in my long sleeve because I've got fair skin, because I'm a ginger, and I was a ginger. I still am in certain areas, but I'm not going to show you that, because you might see me chap. Right, we're going to do a bait check on this, see what's in it. But good news, because the Penn Spinfisher 5500 has turned up, and the wife has got the box, undone the top and told me what's in it. So it's turned up, so I'm looking forward to getting home and having a look at that. Don't tell the wife, but I just pulled that, got the weight out of the mud and reeled a bit quicker, and it got up in the water. So yeah, let's not tell the wife about that, because I've just bought a new reel, because that was the premise. But no, the main thing, that reel I've bought's got a stronger drag on it than that one. So, but I shall use both. Change is as good as a rest, apart from in a relationship. No changes in a relationship, because if you change the coffee, oh, all hell to pay, I'll tell you. Right, I'll bring you back. I've still got a tiny bit of bait on that. I'm going to put ragworm on this, chuck it out again, see what we get. Right, what a cast that was. Well, two ragworm on that flapper rig, and yeah, nothing's moving really, but it's just nice being out. The sun's out now, wind's picked up a tiny bit. It's probably blowing, well, it's definitely blowing 10-12 mile an hour, but it's nice. As long as the sun's out, you don't get chilly. But yeah, now where I live, they've got road traffics, so you go down the road and it's en route to the house that I'm working on, and there's a four-way traffic signal, because obviously it's 4 roads. Now, I've never known so many idiotic people, because you're at the lights, it's a 4-way control, and the lights turn red and you wait, and that way goes, and then that way goes, and then this way goes, and then it comes to you. You know you're in traffic system, you just see cars going the one way until it's the other people's turn, and then they're going different ways and that. Then it comes to you, doesn't it? And whether it's car drivers or van drivers, you know, they're all the bloody same. Some are. I'm sat there waiting because there's a 4-way control and I've got to get on. So I'm not in the best of frame of minds, and I'm trying to get a move on. And then our lights turn green, so everyone starts moving. They come down to, because the lights are set back from the junction, they come to the junction, and then what happens? They stop. They don't just slow down and look each way or whatever you do. I don't do that. Well, I do, but it takes a split second. But the light's green. You know there's no other traffic coming because the lights are red. If they were just to slow down and crawl along and then start picking speed up, because you're from a start, aren't you? That's all right. I can cope with that. But you just get those idiots that pull up at the giveaway and stop and look right and left and right and left, and I'm behind them. Well, you wouldn't want to be in the van listening to my potty mouth, because there's a lot of expletives, I'll tell you. And they sit there, and I'm thinking, so at this point I'm trying to drive around them, and then they pull away because they can see me or whatever. But what is it with people? Why have driving skills gone down the pan? Well, it's like everything in the country's gone down the pan, isn't it? You know, it's not a world that I know, and it's certainly not a Britain, England, Great Britain, whatever you want to call the bloody place. It's pants. Everything nowadays, everything is rubbish. It's not something that I recognise, but everything is going downhill. Work and ethics going downhill. Driving skills going downhill. People's politeness going downhill. Everything's going down, and you got to be careful what you say, ain't you? Well, I've got to be careful what I say, because I don't want to. I could really go at it and really have a rant, but you just get a strike on your channel, don't you? And I don't want to do that. But I just don't understand drivers that are on a traffic system of a four-way control. They go through a green light which has just turned green, there's nothing coming, and as soon as they get to the junction they stop. What's all that about? Apart from they shouldn't be on the bloody road, or they passed the test when later in life, when there was see, my driving instructor used to hit me. If you did something wrong he'd hit your leg, and that's probably not the right thing to do. But it certainly made me a different driver. Might make me a bit short-tempered. Might make me as though I want to get on and get a move on. But, you know, I passed my test first time. And I went into my test knowing I was going to pass. You know, I could drive. But, yeah. Till the afternoon I went shooting around Lowestoft. And my driving examiner was in the car doing a test for someone else. And his face was pure terror. I come shooting around this corner in my blue Mini, and his face was a terror, and I recognised him, and he would have recognised me as well, because I had a row with him in the morning, because he kept saying to me, can you read that number plate over there on that brown car? And I couldn't see a brown car. I just couldn't see a brown car in this car park. And this went on for like 5 or 10 minutes, and in the end I turned around to him and says, look, there ain't a fucking brown car in this car park, mate. So I don't know what you're looking at, but my eyes aren't that bad that I can't see that I can't see that there ain't a brown car in this car park. And he pointed to me and he said, the Ford Escort estate car. Remember what they were like, the Mark IIs? Or Mark IIIs, sorry. And I said, that ain't brown, that's beige. Now if you'd, and then I lectured him. I then said to him, I was only young, I then lectured him saying, do you not know the difference between brown and beige? They've got different names because they're different colours. So he knew who I was, but I passed my test. There's nothing he could have done. He could have held a grudge, couldn't he? But he didn't. He was a good enough bloke. But then I come tear-assing around the corner with Gilly in the car after I picked him up from Doctor's Rock Shop. And we were coming down this street in Lowestoft, and his face was pure terror because he had pulled round this car and I just kept coming at him, thinking, what are you doing? You shouldn't have gone round that car. And he saw me, he knew who I was. He probably thought, what have I just passed him for? But yeah, so I don't understand why people on a green traffic light system stop, you know, to check the road's clear when you're on a traffic light system. But yeah, that's my moan and rant of the day. I ain't got any more. I could rant about the government, could rant about the country, could rant about this, that and the other, but perhaps I ought to start another channel up, Verns Rants. And but then I'd get struck off, and then you'd get people that hate me on that, and then they'd cause me trouble on my fishing. And I want my fishing YouTube videos to stay up forever, so that there's a little bit of me in the digital atmosphere of the world, zooming around on people's laptops, tellies and everything, and phones. So I don't think the kids will ever watch me. I think when I die they'll probably be ecstatic and probably think, get on with life. But no, I'm sure they won't. You never know, do you? But yeah, it'd be nice if they did watch it. I don't think the wife will watch it. I said to the wife the other day, you will watch these videos and watch me, wouldn't you, occasionally? She said, no. And I thought, oh right, I'd watch videos of my wife, and well, I'll watch mine. If she dies for more, well, she's gonna die before me, I would say. You know, I've got to have a break sometime, ain't I? But yeah, I'll watch the videos back and watch her and think, she weren't a bad old girl. The Yorkshire puddings were a bit flat and cakey, but you know, I loved them. So do you know what I mean? Bit of Bagpuss there, isn't there, if you've ever watched Bagpuss? Well, not about Yorkshire puddings. There used to be the little girl who used to love Bagpuss. But yeah, so it's been a great day. Sun's out, It's nice and it's a bit of a drafty wind, but with the sun out it's okay. Rods, well, there's no cod as of yet, but we've got the tide going down. I ain't gonna fish it all the way down because tonight I've got to get home and watch my video, because my video is on tonight with a 6 cod in, and I've put a title on saying, will I catch 50? Tune in and find out. So and I will have a picture of a cod on it, but you won't know how many cod I catch, will you? So that was a fantastic session. That I really thought, after counting it up, I was so disappointed I'd got 46. As much as you can be disappointed catching 46 codlin and cod, I just didn't think I would actually catch the 50, and I knew the yellowtails were running out, so I knew that weren't going to keep happening. And that day was the day, and it was one of them sessions where everything was right. I think I got some flounder as well. So yeah, it was all good and brilliant. What a winter, summer, autumn and winter and spring I've had. It's been fantastic. It's been great that you've come along for the ride. It's great when everyone was watching the videos and I was catching cod after cod. It's fantastic. I think I'm getting there 13 now, but it's not looking good this session, is it? Vernie, you could get yellow. Well, you can if you pay the money for them, but I'm not buying them in from hookers baits. It's not a case of buying the worm, it's the postage. The postage is, well, last time I checked for buying bait in, I buy it from online baits, and I think it was £7 for postage from my memory. I may be wrong, may be right, but it's £7. And yeah, so it's nearly as much, so you have to buy a lot of stuff. All comes in polystyrene box. It's all brilliant. That's where I get my crabs from. But if you just want to buy a few yellowtails, it's yeah, if you just want to buy a few yellowtails, and I don't know how much yellowtails are, but if you used to say over 12 quid, £7 on top, or £5 postage, you know, then adds up, doesn't it? But it's great to get him locally, and you can get bait from Squids and Bait, Scott. He's on Facebook, go check him out. He's a nice lad. He's always, he's not a lad, he's a man. But he's got loads of frozen bait as well. You've also got Dud down at Chapel Point. So if you go down on the Lincolnshire coast and you're at Chapel, pop into Dudley. He's on Facebook again. But literally where the observatory is, why they call it an observatory, I think there's a cafe in there, but where that is, directly opposite the road, is Dudley, known as Dud. He's a Norfolk lad. He's got an orange windsock outside his bungalow, and he's normally got a sign out there and some fishing rods in a rack, so you can't miss him. If you can't, look for Dudley Smith on Facebook and message him. You can get your bait from him. He only sells frozen bait, but he's got all frozen bait. Great chap. He'll have a good yarn with him, and he's very knowledgeable, so he'll give you some tips and stuff as well. And if there's anything you need, weights, line, because you've forgotten something, hooks or whatever, he's got all that there as well. So if you've forgotten something, you can buy it as well. This rod's twiggering about. Oh, I've got a bite. Now the big rods were moving, and now the Kenzaki's gone off. Now I would say it's probably a flounder, because it's gone and it's stopped. I ain't got my elbow brace on. Brilliant. And my elbow's alright. I've got a knee bandage on, an elbow bandage I've been wearing for the last few days because my elbow's been agony. It's like my whole left side. It's like if I could chop my left hand side of my body off and have a transplant of all the left hand side body, it'd be fantastic. Probably while you're at it, probably I'd have a different old chap as well, because probably go for a newer model. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know what sort of size, but I mean, this ruler's quite good, isn't it? Oh, yeah, no, the wife wouldn't leave me alone. I couldn't be dealing with that. I'm at the age now where a cup of soup is just about right. As long as it's got some crunchy croutons in it. Quite like a cup of soup. Bit of fishing. Yeah, my reel has turned up. Terry, the electrician, he's just dropped the keys off to the house because he's been working on it today. And he said, and I've put a parcel under your edge. They left a parcel outside the front door. Wife knew it was there. So I got the wife went and got it. And she cut it open. And inside it said, Pen Spin Fisher 6. So, it's turned up. Bloody brilliant. When I said to her how big it is, she said about tea bag size. And I thought, tea bag size? She must have meant a box of tea bags. But I'm thinking tea bag size, so I thought it was Keith Codd's tip eye that I bought. You know, that's coming to you soon, Keith. Even though you've bought loads of rods, including the Ziplex and Hellraisers. Yeah, your rod will be coming back shortly, mate. The tip has been ordered, and I shall be gluing it on. Then you can get your ass round to my house, pick the bloody thing up, because I've got too many rods in the garage. So, yeah. So the reel has turned up, which is brilliant, isn't it? It's great. So she'll put a report on there once I've looked at it tonight on eBay, saying thank you very much, and just as pictured. Brilliant. I must have a flounder on that because that rad hasn't gone again. Let's just tighten it up. God, you're probably looking down my lug hole, aren't you? Yeah, so that's it. So that's everything, isn't it? You know about the new reel. You know the new reel's turned up. You know the bloody infuriating business I've had on the four-wake, and now it's not changing the world, is it? You know, it's not anything that's major or anything. It's just something that gets on your tits a bit, isn't it? But yeah, you know about that. You know I've caught 2 flounder, but no codling. We've got time yet. You never know, do you? You never know what's going to happen. I've got Danny Shaw's fishing igloo after the repair. So I'm using that again. That was a kilo lighter than the Bigaloo. So that's the only reason I brought that today. I've been using a Bigaloo all season, which I got off of Alan, Alan's Castaways. Go check out Alan's Castaways on YouTube. Great channel, teaches you how to cast. He will be doing more and more soon. He's just got a lot of things on in life at the minute, like we all have. Fitting it in sometimes is hard work. But yeah, I'm still got the Bigaloo Alan, I'm still using it. But just wanting to use the igloo again because it's a bit lighter and I've walked further down there. Probably could manage to take that on the beach. But I use it as a walking stick to get down the cliff, and that's the problem. I wouldn't be able to do that. So I think when Tom comes, you know what you'll be doing, Tom? You're going to be carrying that igloo because it'll be good for me and you to sit in. We can spread that out a lot further than that. We'll get 2 boxes in out of the sun. You know, because Tom's a bit fair skinned, I think. Well, he might be. That's got a different screw in that, Danny. Did you lose a screw in the top quadrant where the long pole goes in? Did you lose a screw in that, Danny? It's got a countersunk screw in it. So I'll have to have a look at that. Anyhow, I'm going now. I've been on this for 19 minutes and 11 seconds. By the time Tom's cut it down, it'll be 11 seconds, so... Oh, there's the rod tips, look. There's the area. Look at the sky. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Sun's out, sun's out. Blue skies all the way around. Boat going out. That's over there, that's over there, that's over there. Back to the rods. See you in a bit. Right, I saw this rod knock. We're going to see if there's anything on it. You never know, do you? That's not good, is it? weird, isn't it? You see, I saw that bang. Right. What am I going to do with that now? I think I might put squid on it and see what happened. That's what I think. Give that a wipe. It should be alright. But yeah, I'm going to put some squid on it, I think. I've tried ragworm on, it's gone. So I'm going to cut some squid up and put it on. I'll bring you back, cast it out. So, see you in a bit. Right, that's in the rocks. That's not good. But, if it gets stuck, I only got to wait for the tide to go out and get it. I had to cast out there because I ought to check these other rods really, I suppose done. So we'll put that there like that, put a bit of free drag on it or something. Yeah, let's get these reeled in, shall we, and have a check on these. So which one shall I do first? Right. I'm going to put this way. Down there. And then you should be able to. Yeah. Should be able to see something in the air. Get this one. This is the only problem with free rods. Like paying kaplunk it is. Nothing on that. Nothing on that. Never mind. It is what it is. If you ain't got the right bait and you ain't at the right time of year, you might struggle. So I think let's put a full squid on, shall we? So we had rag on this and squid. We'll put the squid up there in case there's any mice about. Feed the mice, look after the mice, bless them. Right, now then. You got to be hoping for a bloody cod out here for this mouthful, ain't you? Better put some bait elastic on that. Let me just get it. What's that? Is that a bite on there? Was that a bite? Must have been a bite. Unless the tide's pulling. I've got Keith ringing me, and I'm a bit busy. What did I put on that? Did I put? I've got a bite on it. Get the camera. Bloody hell. It's all going now, isn't it? We've got a bite on the rod. You must have seen that bite ages ago. Nearly pulled the rod over. Battery's running out on the GoPro. See, the drag's not working. Well, that was a bite and a half. Got ourselves a new species, John. Oh, don't raffle up. Got an eel. Got ourselves a green eel. Well, I was only talking to John a few hours ago. He's only caught 2 this year. I've nearly equalled his best. Right, let's get this unhooked. Let me just turn you off. Well, I've caught a green eel. That's the hook. It took some getting out there. Got quite a strong jaw wherever that was buried. But I got the hook out. It was only hooked in the side, so it's got out. But I'll give you a show. Gonna have to change rigs now, aren't I? But yeah. Oh, it's got a bit of blood out of its mouth, but it's all right. It's swimming about. But yeah, look, green eel. And it's not a European eel. It's a green eel or a silver eel, whatever you want to call it. But it's not a European eel. Just because they think they rule the world, they can name everything after Europe. Yeah, it don't work like that. So it's a green eel. Look at that. It's a good size, isn't it? Let's get it back. Let's watch it go. New species anyhow. Ain't caught an eel for a while. Is that recording? Yep. So let's get it back. Yeah. Gone. Now I shall watch that. Now eels, they can live out of water for a while, so it'll be all right. But I will check this as the tide goes down. I'll make sure it has gone, and before I even go, I'll check that it's gone. Now I'm going to have to put this towel away now because it's all slimy. That cast got snagged as well, but it was in the rocks. So tied in the rocks, you'll catch an eel. I'm chuffed with that. It's somewhat different, isn't it? Yeah, first eel on this channel this year. Did I catch one last year? No, the last eel I caught was on the beach, and I was fishing with another couple of chaps, and it garroted itself, and I felt really guilty about it. And then I was told it's the best bait to use for taupe, but I chucked it back in the water. Thought it'll just become fish food for summit. So yeah, how much battery have I got? Oh, I've got enough. What I'm going to do is I'll chuck this Vaselli out, and then I'll put a new rig on the Kenzaki, cast it out again, and I'll be able to cast it further out onto the mud this time. So yeah, so what we caught 2 flounder and a green eel, and that was a good one. And all I would say it's probably about 70 centimeters long, so it was a good old length, you know. I don't know of anybody who would complain with that length, I'll tell you. So it's a good fish to catch, isn't it? That's what I say. So let's cast this out. Get the glove on. We'll move this one to here. Right, so wind that up. I'll cast straight out because it'll swing round to the right. There you go. Brilliant. Well, where are you? I'm here. Green eel. Green eel. Or a silver eel, whatever you want to call it. But it was definitely green on top, so that's what it was. I'm going to get a new towel because I carry more than one. I'll get a new rig because I've got more than one. And yeah, that rig will get chopped up now. I'll remake a new one. No, I'm chuffed with that. Alright. Now I know it's not a codlin, but it's a new species. It's a new species for me, so I ain't caught one this year. I ain't caught one for a long time. Probably I haven't caught one for nearly a year, to be fair. Oh, I said it now, haven't I? I just said it. So now it's good to catch. And it's probably longer than any cod I've caught, but it don't weigh as much. But it was a cracking bite that picked the rod up because I saw the back end of the rod had moved when I looked at it. I thought, what was that? Saw it had moved. You obviously saw it on camera. That was quite good, that, having that camera set up over there. Couldn't have worked out better, really. So I'll get another rig, put that one away, bait up, cast out over there in the hot spot. But yeah, I don't want any more eels. But yeah, if it was a stronger hook and it weren't a little tiny Match Aberdeen mustard hook, yeah, I'd have probably got the hook out without it bending, and it bent, and then there was a bit of squid hanging over it, so I couldn't see which way it was. By the time I got the squid out of the way, because they are slippery little suckers, aren't they? You know, they are hard work. But yeah, John, you might have caught 2, but I've caught 1. And I caught mine on a hook, whereas you use nets. I need one more, don't I? And I've equalled the great eel fisherman of Norfolk. I don't think I'm allowed to keep it, John, and give you it. So yeah, it's gone back swimming. It'll go upstream, and then it'll go back to the Sargasso Sea or whatever it's called, and do whatever eels do. I don't know. But yeah, you always got a chance of an eel in this river this time of year anyhow, from now onwards really. Eel, dabs, well, you might not get dabs now. Haven't seen any dabs. Flounder. Might get the odd bass, but not me. Right, I'll bring you back when I've got this sorted out, this rig, and on this rod, and baited up, and we'll chuck out. because it's swung right round now, and it makes you wonder if there's something on it. So we'll check this out, get it the right side of me dobrals. Where's that red line? Got some weed on it. Loads of rubbish on it. All that rubbish on there, all that weed on there. Hey, this'll sod Tom up with all the angles of the camera. It's not flat on it. All that weed and rubbish and plastic. Look at it all. Can you see that? Top of my rod. No wonder it swung right round. Plastic on that, look. Well, I'll pull all this off. I didn't mean to say that, to make that sound like that. I shall pull the plastic off the line. That's what I meant to say. You know, Kay's catalogue days are over, I'm afraid. Oh. Hips going. Anyhow, I'll get all this weed pulled off and I'll cast it right out, but I ain't going to cast it out far, not if there's weed. I'm going to cast it short, so we will cast this rod out again. First rod to go away will be the Kenzaki, so give me 2 minutes and you'll see me again. I don't know if that's a good thing. Just a short cast, I'm not getting lathered up in plastic again. Right. Plastic and weed come off okay. Now then, Greta, this is for you, matey girl, I guess. Now, what you need to be concerned about is not you, lesers. UTMs, LTNs, whatever it is, bollards in the road, flower boxes in the road, use of gas, use of cool or anything else. What you need to be concerned about, and actually pull that face and go all angry while you're talking, is this. Look at that. This is off my fishing line. This is in the water. What's this bag here? What's this shit? Here. That's foreign. That's foreign. I expect most of it's foreign. Look at it all. Plastic everywhere. I've got to pick all that up yet. Plastic all off the last 2 lines. All in the water, floating in the water. Fish are eating it. Might think it's a bit of squid, mightn't they? That's what you need to be worried about, Greta. Actually doing some bloody good for once, rather than just looking like a screwed up tomato getting angry. Urgh, like that. Yeah, sort yourself out. Sort the water out. And I know this is an industrial area, Greta, and you're going to get plastic bags blow about if the yard ain't clean or whatever else. But then perhaps there ought to be inspections for it. Perhaps we ought to look at after our own environments to make the water better. This water's quite clean now with the fish that's coming in it, but there's shitloads of plastic, Greta. So you need to sort something out, don't you? Do something worthwhile for once, rather than causing a stink and crap, affecting how people's lives are and how much it costs them to live. Because I didn't realise it was as widespread as it is. But there's cities, even Manchester, I think, and other places. Don't quote me on it, I may be wrong. Or it may be coming in. But you got to now pay if you've got a vehicle that's, ooh, you know, it's been on the road 20 odd years. It's about as green as it'll ever be, because you're not digging all the stuff out of the ground to make it. It's actually had a long life. And you now got to pay money to use these vehicles in these cities. So I shan't be going to any cities for a long time. Not that I'm going to miss that. But that's what you need to sort out, politicians and everyone else in the world. Sort your bloody waterways out, and then sort other stuff out. It's not about air pollution and stuff all the time. You know, it's about the creatures that live in our waters. For example, just taking the one thing that I'm looking at now, because I might know a little bit about the amount of shit that's in the water. And that's my opinion. You can comment what you like, you can defend people, whatever. There's the plastic. That's off 2 lines of fishing line. I'm now casting out 20-30 yards to avoid that, hopefully. But that's not good, is it? And like I say, I know this is an industrial area. I know plastic bags get blown in. I have worked in industry and in factories, and I do know things go wrong. You can't always be penalised for an accident. But that needs sorting out, doesn't it? How it's sorted out, there must be some technology about. Perhaps our government should fund it and buy it and then sort it out. But there, rant over. You're doing a great job, Greta. Oh, hang on, you ain't got a job, are you? Yeah, no. Yeah, I'll take that back. See you in a bit. Right, I'm setting that up there because I'm now going to bring in Mackenzie. Before anyone says out, yeah, people need to know what's going on in the water and what's in it to be able to do something. So you have to tell people, and that's all I've done. Plus I've got to wash my coat in this top now because it's full of weed. Ooh. Right, let's get this reeled in. Well, it's better than normal walking over that than the other place, but it's a lesson learned for Vernon. So we'll just have a bit of a grumble. Snoods need to be a little bit shorter, too close to the bottom when the weight is bouncing, because when you pull it and it gets caught, it'll fly forward. And then it gets caught up in the hooks. So slightly shorter snoods and leave a little bit more room towards the weight. Lesson learned there. Let's hope with my advice someone learns about what to do about the plastic in the water, because it's not just this river, it's all over the world. Much better when you ran along the beach and ran onto a broken bottle out of glass and cut your foot, because that healed up. And glass is recyclable. Plastic in a sort of way isn't. They reckon it is, but then other people say it isn't. Some plastic is, a lot of plastic in. And perhaps we should go back to paper bags. Yeah, because you can get 25 kg stuff in paper bags, so it's strong enough. And you can get paper, other stuff in paper bags. Perhaps when we used to laugh at them Yanks for having paper bags and the stuff dropping out the bottom, perhaps they weren't so stupid after all. Perhaps that is a good idea. And perhaps we should have glass bottles instead of plastic bottles, because at least glass, I do believe, I'm not speaking on the front that I know a lot about it, but I'm pretty certain that glass is recyclable. Because I remember the Corona man, and he used to come round, used to give them the bottles, and they were recycled and refilled and used again. Same with milk bottles, actually, you know. Why did we go to plastic milk bottles in supermarkets? Oh, I know, because supermarkets become greedy and ruined the round for the milkman, didn't they? Well, assisted and helped, should I say. Perhaps we should go back to some of the old ways instead of having plant pots in the middle of roads. Perhaps that might be a little bit better initially for the environment, because we could say, the government could say, I presume, that as of Monday, there is no more 6, 4 and 2 and 1 pint bottles of milk in plastic. It's all got to be glass. And just put the price of the milk up, for God's sake. We're now paying an extortionate amount of money for petrol, aren't we? And diesel especially. So why not? Why not go back to glass for milk? All that plastic that's produced and gets binned and not used, and I mean, does it get recycled? I don't think so. So yeah, people could do something as of Monday, couldn't they? If they wanted to, if they really wanted to. But then you'd need someone that's in power that can do this sort of thing, wouldn't you? And whatever party we've got in, they're all bloody limp-wristed and useless. So, and leave that in, Tom. I ain't named anyone. I just think that it's bloody ridiculous. Right, I'm going to put the Kenzaki rod away now. I've had a great day today. I've had a bit of a rant as well. Can't be bad. So, yeah. Kenzaki's done worked as prayer. I think I've had a flounder on the Vercelli, but I think most of it's come on the Kenzaki. The shotgun sniper rod from Jimmy. So, yeah, brilliant. So I'll get that put away, and then I'll bring you back for the 2 casts that are short out, because the tide's going and I don't really want to walk over all the stones. It's better here, it is better here because the mud ain't so bad, but stones are wet, you see, and the seaweed's wet. When it's tide's coming in, that's had quite a few hours where it's drying out if the sun or the wind's been on it, and it's easier to walk on. But when the tide's just leaving, obviously it's treacherous, so you must be careful. Do not come down there and walk over them stones like I do. I'm doing it so you don't have to with a bad hip. Nothing on that, apart from weed round my line. Yeah, I got weed round my line, which is now my reel, which don't really matter because I pull it off in the garage, and I pull the weed off in the garage, off my line. That's what I mean. You got to stop thinking like that. It's filthy. Right, there we have it. No cod caught. Woo-hoo-hoo. Well, that does make a change, I will admit it, but I've been waiting for this day. A lot of it's to do with bait. You've got to have good bait and the right time of the year to catch them. I've been very fortunate that they've stayed in this river for so long. I still think that if I had yellowtails today, I may have caught one. If I had blow lug, I may have caught one, but I didn't. Where I get my bait from, it's en route, and Dolly's got his rag, so I've tried it. the rag that I had left, I must have had about 15 or 16 left. Well, probably 14. And I put some seawater in, swilled it around, put them into the water. Now they would have sunk down. They'll be in this weed and these rocks now. So they've either buried themselves in the mud and rocks, or they've been swept away and eaten. So yeah, they've gone back into the river. Might live, they might copulate, they might produce a load of young. We might get some ragworm, mightn't we? It might start off small. It might be 10 years time before you got, I don't know, half a dozen. But it's what it is. I've put them back. I'm not taking them home because after a day or 2 days they're stinking. So can't seem to keep them alive. So better with blow lug. When I get a fridge in the garage, it might be a bit better. But yeah, it's been a great day today. It's been sunny, it's been overcast, sunny. It's been flat, calm water, bit of chop at one point. Well, not a chop, a little bit of a ripple. But it's been fantastic. It has been great. I have fished longer in this tide than what I should have done because the water is it's normally there now when I've packed up. So because you can fish here longer, I've been there a bit longer, but it is what it is. I've caught 2 flounder, 2 or 3 flounder. I've definitely caught 2 flounder, and I've caught a green eel or a silver eel. So yeah, that's what I've caught, and it's a new species this year. I'm chuffed a bit to catch it. It got unhooked because sometimes they swallow the hook down and people just chop the line off, but I got the hook out. It was hooked in its corner of its mouth, but the hook was it was knackered. You saw how bent it was because it must have been in some cartilage or something. The fish was bleeding a tiny bit, but I've seen fish that have bled and then it just congeals and stops bleeding, you know. I forget what the word's called, but there you go. So yeah, it's been a great day and I ain't caught any cod, so now that's over. So next time you see me fish, I would say it will be at the beach. But don't shoot me down if you turn into the following week's video and you see I'm here, because something's gone wrong. Something will have gone wrong and I've had to come here to get a video in. So hopefully the next time I fish will be on the beach. I am nervous as hell with that because I may blank. Even with a Jimmy sniper rod, I might blank, but you have to take these chances, don't you? It is what it is, and it's what it's all about. Right, I turned the camera off then. Not that I'm nervous when people are coming past, but there's a chap walking his dogs, and I turned this off, and he knew me. We've just had a nice chat, so he's gone to walk his dogs to wear them out now, but he's watched a couple of the vids, started laughing. So if you can make someone laugh, that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's all about. Take something from the videos. They might be a bit long, but there you go. Anyhow, that's the end of the session. We've had 2 flounder and a green eel, and it's been a pleasure to catch something different. And shame that I ain't caught any codspurs or codlin. It'd been nice to catch one at least, but that's the end of it now. I will come back here again. I might come back here in summer. I could come back in 2 or 3 videos time, you never know. We'll just see what happens, but I would say the next session will be on the beach. I'll plan where I'm going to go, tides. It's all down to that weather again, isn't it, and the tides. There was a lot of pull on the coast today apparently, so it was pulling the weights right round. So I'll check the moon phases and everything. The moon's up now, it's nearly a full moon. Perhaps that's the reason. Perhaps that full moon is I'll pull all this off. This is all right. I'll pull it off in the garage.